All right, next we are going to look at writing equations given specific characteristics. Okay, so I have 4 examples to do with you. Again, these are going to be like the other ones where if we can go through and we can find our, in this case, we need H, K, A, and B, there's not going to be a lot of work to do. Okay, so for our vertices, if our vertices go -3, -6, and -3, 2, that means that our x values are the same. And if our x values are the same, it means that it is going vertically. So that means that h is equal to -3. K is going to be halfway in between -6 and 2. So that means that -6 plus 2 is -4. -4 divided by 2 is -2. So K is going to be -2. The distance between the 2 vertices is 8. So A is half of that. So A is 4. The distance between the 2 foci is 10. And I don't think I gave you this one earlier, but the distance between the 2 foci is 10. The distance is 2c, and so c is half of that, which is 5. And then you do the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that means that b would have to equal 3. So if it is going vertical, that means that our y is first. So I have y minus a -2 squared over a squared, which is 16, minus x minus h, so x minus a -3 squared over b squared, which is 9, equals 1. Next one. My y values are the same. If my y values are the same for my vertices, that tells me that this is going to be horizontal. So that tells me that I know k equals 0. Halfway in between -3 and -9 is -6. So that tells me that h is -6. The distance between those two is 6. So half of that distance is 3. So A is 3. Now they gave us asymptotes. Here's the tricky part, okay? So this is horizontal, so my slope is equal to B over A or -B over A. Well, I don't want to deal with the negative, so I'm just going to say B over A is equal to +2. Well, if I know that A is 3, and I can plug that in, that means that B would have to equal 6. So as long as I have A and B, I don't need C to write my equation. So I'm going to write my equation. Again, this one was horizontal, so my x goes first. So I have x minus h, or x minus a -6 squared over a squared minus, now y, k is 0, so I could either write just y squared. I'm going to put the 0 there just to, because I'm putting all my numbers where they need to go, and then over b squared, so this is going to be 36 equals 1. All right, vertices again. My x's are the same, so we're back to a vertical one. So that tells me that for this one, h is equal to 3. Halfway in between 2 and 6 is 4, so k is 4. The length between these 2 points is 4. Half of 4 is 2, so a is equal to 2. My conjugate axis, that imaginary axis we talked about way back in the beginning, the conjugate axis is 10 units long. The length of my conjugate axis is 2b, so therefore b is equal to 5. So I have Now this one was back to being vertical, so y is going to go first. So I have y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equals 1. And then last one, foci. My y values of my foci are the same. Therefore, this is back to a horizontal one. So that tells me that k is -2. Halfway in between 2 and 12 is 5. No, just kidding. 2 plus 12 is 14. So 7. So my h is 7. The distance between the two foci is 10. So therefore my c value is 5. Asymptotes. So for this one, or my asymptotes, because this one is horizontal, it's b over a. So b over a is equal to 3 over 4. That means that b equals 3 and a equals 4. If you have something like that, you can take those numbers just like that and make sure that it works with C. Because again, if this was bigger, this was 10, this would have to be 6, 8, and 10. That doesn't happen very often, but we can take it with that ratio. So writing my answer, this one was horizontal, so my x squared is going to go first. So I have x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k, so it's going to be y plus 2 squared over b squared equals 1.